Greetings all and welcome to Dave's Craft Room, and on today's video I have prepared here this whole stack of Quilty boxes. This is the Quilt subscription box that I subscribed to for 4 months apparently, and each box contains the fabric to make a quilt project. There's the fabric, the pattern, and usually a notion. Full disclosure, I took most of the notions out already because I used the notions. Like for example, this was one of them. This is a suction cup seam ripper that suctions to the table, and then you can rip seams like that. I've not made any of the projects. And the thing is, like, a lot of the projects I don't really vibrate necessarily with in terms of my style and all that. So that's kind of the challenge of today's video. I'm trying not to open it because I don't want to open it, but try to make something that's like reminiscent of the original project, but Davetize it. So I don't know what that means. I looked in the boxes when they came. I've already opened them, but I don't remember anymore what's in them. We're gonna select one of them, look at the pattern that it comes with, come up with some way to Davetize it, and then do that. So I'm gonna come back having picked one. I don't wanna show you what's in the other three until the time comes. So we're gonna go with this one. And these are the contents. This is thread, number 40, polyester, glide, fog colored. Looks pretty metallic. This is the pattern. Bundles of Inspiration featuring Gingerbread. Gingerbread? So this comes with the book, patterned by Natalie Crabtree. Nocturnal fabric bundle worth $28. And the glue pen and refill came in this one. Matter of fact, it's here. I use this in my lava lamp. I use it, I mean, it's honestly not any different than using a glue stick. I guess it's if you want to get more, what's the word? Intimate, more into the cracks and crevices, this is a finer tip. But it's washable glue, so I don't really bother. If it goes over the edge, it never really matters. So this is the quilt pattern called From Dawn Till Dusk by Natalie Crabtree, finished size 63 by 81 inches. This collection has delicious floral, playful animal patterns, owl pattern, and hidden fox design. So these are the fabrics that it came with. Let's show the fabrics off. These are pretty stunning, actually. Cool. Nice green. Cool. Nice, this will be the fox pattern. I see the foxes. White with the stars, like that. Cool. I like that. And black with the same pattern. Gold with the stars. And then this is the... Is there owls in this? There's supposed to be owls in it. Well, maybe I'll find the owls later. So that's the pattern. My idea is I have this. This is meant to hang on your wall. It's a tapestry. A city skyline. Use this as kind of a background to it. How? I don't know. Let's read the pattern. Well, let me just get started. I'll figure it out as I go, I guess. This is all the white I have. And I'm not buying any more because I don't need any right now. So I'll fill the rest in with this gray. I just found these hearts. I'm compelled to put these hearts in. So the hearts will be going in. I think the thing to do is, first of all, iron, because they've been balled up in the box. Cut. To begin with, we're just gonna follow the directions step by step. We're gonna deviate from the directions at the point where we start sewing it together.
The first step was to cut about 1,000,000 squares and then sew them into half square triangles. The majority of this quilt is purely half square triangles of the whites and blacks, or white and black with the green and gold. And then there's some solid squares as well. The most time-consuming part of this process was actually the trimming, but I discovered this hack that you can add 2 pieces of tape to the underside of your ruler where the diagonal seam should go, and that thickness of the tape butts up against the seam allowance, and it's so easy to line the ruler up and trim it with that tape there. I do this on 2 corners of the ruler because I needed there to be tape on the lower side of the seam that was pressed towards the dark side. This allowed me to trim both the light and dark side of the half square triangle. Now we assemble the blocks, and I will say that the pattern called for adding some black and white fabric, and I had some of it in my stash, but I did run out, and so I dug through my stash for black and white adjacent fabrics, some tone on tones that I subbed in, and so my blocks have more interest than what was in the pattern, kind of. My mom sent me some black fabric that said "Ew David" on it, so I used some of that. I did not want to buy more fabric for this. I only wanted to use what was in my stash. I really liked this pattern by Natalie Crabtree. It's pretty intensive with the HSTs, but it's also very striking. I just wanted to make it my own and Davetize it. I love finding and making patterns that are very stunning, but sometimes using patterns is not the creative outlet that I'm looking for. So that's why I like to design my own quilts as well. And I do both. I use patterns and I also go without the pattern and design it myself. But either way, whatever I'm doing, I try to find some way to Davetize it. In this case, I looked around my craft room and I ran with whatever was calling to me that I thought I could add to assemble something that appealed to my aesthetic. So I had the skyline tapestries that I introduced. One was big, one was small, and I cut those out and placed one right side up and one upside down because it represents parallel universe. And then I realized I had this deer fabric with all these striking antlers, so I cut the deer out Antlers are a symbol of energy and strength. They also evoke a strange, esoteric mystery that I find very intriguing. I cut them out with a seam allowance and folded the edge over so that I could do turned edge applique. And I shoved those behind the skyline so the antlers stuck out from behind the buildings. Lastly, I added some accents to the side. I chose black and white fabrics that I was fond of. The piano key fabric that my mom sent me in a fabric care package. I love that fabric because I play piano. I have played piano for about 25 years. That's why most of my videos feature piano music. Hearts, because I have a heart, I'm alive. This would be really awkward if I was not. And mustaches. So we have piano, a heart, mustaches, a quilt, strange esoteric mystery, and these are the 5 things that I need to survive.
Alright, this is the layout that I'm happy with. What I need to do now is baste all the appliques on. And the applique is big area. But what I'm gonna do is baste this on, sew that side on, and then I'm gonna make a sandwich at that point with a backing that is pieced. This is the backing. These are all the scraps left over as well as the Eau David fabric. And I'm gonna use all this to piece the backing. If this is not enough, I'll add this gray. So that's gonna be my after quilt backing. Then I'm gonna make the sandwich and I'm gonna sew the appliques on as part of the quilting. So the applique is gonna be quilting. So that's what I'm gonna do next. Piece the backing, that's this next step.
If you like this Davidization, there's a lot more that came from on my channel. I publish a new quilt video every single week on Tuesdays, so please like this video and subscribe to Dave's Craft Room. Like I said, I appliqued the pieces on with the free motion foot as part of the quilting, and then I quilted the rest with squiggly lines, very freeform and random, and this is the final result. I find it so stunning. This is what the back looks like. This is the after quilt. I did use the rest of the Eau David fabric, which I kind of regret because I wish I could have kept some more in my stash, but I just wanted to use everything.
Alright guys, this is the final result and I love it. I think it's stunning. I think Natalie Crabtree's pattern is beautiful and lovely, and I think I Davidized it in my way, and I love what I have done here. I put a label on it here using the piano key fabric, And the title of the quilt is called You David, Cityscape Up and Down with Antlers, Hearts, and Mustaches. And it's one of my favorite quilts. I don't know that it will appeal to everybody's tastes, but it appeals to mine. So that's all. Thank you for watching, and please come again.